Odin isn't a kindly king, not in the old stories. He's the god who would trade your life for one more day before the end, your son's life. Anyone's. Do not mistake this for cruelty, for if you share his knowledge, you do the same, terrified of what's coming, and willing to do what's necessary to stop it. So forget the mainstream version. Tonight, you meet the Odin his own worshippers respected and feared, because what he did to delay the end makes every other god look tame. Pop culture turned Norse myth into a family drama. Father and son, sibling rivalry, redemption arcs, the sagas. They treat Odin like a storm. Wisdom, yes, but also war, frenzy, trickery, death. All-Father doesn't mean warm, doesn't mean gentle. It means authority over everything, the kind that expects obedience when he speaks and payment when he acts. People didn't kneel to him for comfort. They made deals, bargains carefully worded, carefully timed. Because with Odin, the price came later, and it always included tax. Odin's presence looms over two places, battlefields and gallows. He's tied to victory, but also to the dead who paid for it. In a world where men die young and winters drag on, a war god isn't evil. He's necessary, but Odin's different from a simple war god. Winning the fight is not enough for him. He wants to control the outcome, to decide which king rises, which oath breaks, which betrayal tips the balance. He manipulates fate itself, moves leaders like pieces, plays for the end of the world, and every move costs blood. One of Odin's most unsettling gifts, frenzy. Battle madness, the kind that makes you feel unstoppable, invincible, right up until the moment you're not. In the stories, that frenzy isn't random. It's a divine wind that seizes you, and when it hits, you become a weapon Odin can use. Useful, terrifying, disposable. You lose yourself in the fury, and when you come back, if you come back, you have to live with what you did. Imagine worshipping a god who helps you by taking away your control. Then there's the afterlife. People call Valhalla heaven. It isn't. It's a training hall, a barracks for the dead. Odin doesn't gather the fallen because he misses them. He gathers them because he needs them. The slain are sorted, chosen for usefulness. When a god's paradise is endless preparation for the final war, you start to see the problem. Odin's love always points toward battle. Here's the engine behind Odin's darkness. He believes the end is real. Ragnarok isn't a metaphor. It's a scheduled appointment with death, and Odin cannot accept a doomed outcome. So he hunts knowledge like a starving wolf. He collects warriors, he tests heroes, he trades anything. Honor, comfort, innocence, for a single advantage. If you're wondering why he feels less like a father and more like a warlord, this is why. Odin doesn't sit still. He moves, watches. The poems paint him as a wanderer, a one-eyed stranger at the edge of your firelight. He sends ravens to see what men do when they think no god is watching. He keeps wolves close, not as pets, as symbols of hunger, pursuit. And he disguises himself, not for laughs, to test you, to measure you. Because Odin's world runs on one harsh rule: what you are in secret is what you truly are. People call Odin the god of wisdom. True, but his wisdom isn't gentle. It's bought. With pain, with sacrifice, with things other gods would refuse to pay. He gives up parts of himself for knowledge, and every time, he becomes less human, more cold, more strategic, more willing to treat lives like coins. That's why Odin's wisdom is frightening, because it doesn't make him kind, It makes him effective. So why did people fear Odin? Because he's unpredictable. You can bargain with a harvest god, build a routine around a household spirit. But Odin is the storm that shows up when you thought the sky was clear. He might bless you with victory, or take your best son for his army. He might grant insight, or demand a sacrifice you didn't expect. He's the god you respect at a distance, the one you honor because not honoring him feels worse. And that kind of devotion isn't love, it's survival. Here's the part that hits hardest if you carry real responsibility. Odin feels like the dark version of leadership. The voice that says, do what must be done. No excuses. That can be noble, or it can rot you from the inside. Because there's a point where preparation becomes obsession, where strategy becomes paranoia, where the mission matters more than people. Odin walks that line, and in the stories he crosses it over and over. But Odin's most disturbing act isn't something he did to someone else, it's what he did to himself. Because even Odin understood one brutal truth. Some knowledge cannot be taken. It has to be paid for, with your own suffering. So he turned his body into an offering. He made himself both priest and sacrifice. And what happened next is one of the most extreme scenes in mythology. 9 nights, a world tree, a spear wound, no food, no water, just pain, darkness, and the edge of death, until the runes finally revealed themselves. That's the Odin most people never meet. And next time, we're walking through that ordeal step by step, because once you understand what he did for forbidden knowledge, you'll never see wisdom the same way again.